The Corporation for Public Broadcasting, CPB, is a private, non-profit entity created by the Public Broadcasting Act of 1967. Its role: distribute federal funding to public broadcasters like NPR, PBS, and over 1,500 local radio and TV stations. Though authorized by Congress, CPB is not a government agency. It funds public media but doesn't produce content itself. On May 1, 2025, President Trump signed Executive Order 14290, instructing federal agencies and CPB to halt all funding to NPR and PBS. The order accused public media of being biased and said taxpayer funding undermined journalistic independence. In June and July 2025, Congress passed a rescissions package and Senate appropriations bill that collectively clawed back $1.1 billion in CPB funding over 2 years and zeroed future funding, a historic first in CPB's nearly 60-year history. CPB announced on August 1, 2025, that it will begin shutting down operations, effective end of fiscal year September 30, 2025. Most staff positions will end on that date. A small transition team will stay through January 2026 to finalize compliance, handle financial settlements, and manage critical infrastructure, such as music licensing. CPB President and CEO Patricia Harrison highlighted CPB's long-standing role in education, emergency alerts, civic discourse, and cultural programming, while recognizing the inability to sustain operations without funding. The shutdown directly affects more than 1,500 local stations across NPR, PBS, and other public media outfits, the very stations CPB has supported since 1967. Particularly vulnerable, rural and underserved markets, where CPB grants often represented over 25% or even 50% of station budgets. Those services include emergency alert systems, educational programming for children like Sesame Street, and local journalism infrastructure. Public and bipartisan pushback surfaced in Congress, led by senators such as Tammy Baldwin, DWI, and Lisa Murkowski, RAK, urging restoration of CPB funds, efforts that ultimately failed in the FY 2026 bill. NPR and PBS separately sued the Trump administration, arguing the funding cuts violate First Amendment protections and overstep executive authority. Public media is not immediately shutting down. PBS and NPR will continue under other revenue streams, membership, private donors, etc. But many local stations face closure or severe cuts without CPB support. CPB's dissolution raises uncertainty around shared infrastructure tasks like music licensing and distribution logistics that CPB previously managed on behalf of the system. In summary, CPB, the backbone funder of NPR, PBS, and public radio/TV stations, is shutting down after historic federal funding cuts backed by former President Trump. With a majority of staff laid off by September and just a skeleton team hanging on until January, the ripple effect is far-reaching, especially for rural, underserved communities. NPR and PBS are pursuing legal action, but the loss of CPB raises deep